Job security, energy security and economic growth are three things that are extremely important in the global economy. At the time of writing, the UK unemployment figure was just below 2.5 million, and US unemployment stood at approximately 15 million. Unemployment levels are forecast to increase throughout 2011, and this is a great cause for concern. At the State of American Energy event at the Museum, Washington DC in the US, held on the 4th of January 2011, API President and CEO Jack Gerard delivered a speech and introduced the report, The State of American Energy 2011. Both Gerard's speech and the report discussed the importance of the oil and natural gas industry in supporting and creating US jobs, funding the US economy and encouraging GDP. The report states that the US oil and natural gas industry sustains more than 9.2 million jobs in the US both directly and indirectly, and argues that the access to off-limits reserves in areas such as the Outer Continental Shelf, Arctic National Wildlife Refuge and the Rockies could create an additional 160,000 jobs by 2030. It also suggests that increased production from the Canadian oil sands has the potential to add 340,000 jobs in the North American market. At the moment, only 10% of the oil sands are economically recoverable, so surely if greater investments were made in technology and environmental regulations were finalised, a higher percentage of the 1.7 trillion barrels of crude bitumen could be recovered, and 340,000 potential jobs could be created. These are all big asks, but surely the long-term economic benefits are worth these propositions being considered. The report also argues that access to off-limits reserves of oil and gas could help generate higher levels of revenue for the US government, reaching US dollars 1.7 trillion. The industry has already contributed US dollars 1 trillion between 1980 and 2008, which is 7.5% of US GDP, and provides the US Treasury with $20 million each day. The report calls on policymakers to encourage domestic energy growth, which in turn will result in increased government revenues, and avoid punitive taxes and overreaching regulations that could harm economic growth and energy security. Economic growth and energy security are two areas of the US economy, in fact the global economy, that are exceedingly important at the moment as the world continues to emerge from the still recent financial crisis. Natural gas is focused on heavily in the report, which asks policymakers to recognise the environmental, economic and efficiency benefits of natural gas, and US President Barack Obama is quoted as saying, "We've got, I think, broad agreement that we've got terrific natural gas resources in this country. Are we doing everything we can to develop those?" In this issue of Hydrocarbon Engineering, Gordon Cope, contributing editor, looks at the American natural gas industry in his article Gas Bubble Trouble, which you can find on page 12. Cope discusses the glut in natural gas production currently being experienced by the US petroleum sector. So maybe, as far as natural gas is concerned, accessing reserves from off-limit areas and encouraging development from already well-established natural gas sources would not necessarily be the best thing to do for the US economy at the moment. Thank you for watching.